So today I'm doing like a marinade. I'm making a chicken today and I'm going to talk a little bit about cross-contamination and how careful we have to be. Usually if I make chicken of some sort, I always use like a harsh bit of bleach in a bowl with soapy water to wash down whatever I need to wash down. I'm just going to go quickly and make the marinade first for the chicken. I made like a Middle Eastern dish, so I'm just going to show you a couple of things that I've made. I've also made a hummus and a yogurt dip. So it's lots of marinades today, but honestly it's well worth it, and I'm going to get it going. So the first thing I'm going to do is put a cupful of plain yogurt into a bowl. Now I marinated my chicken yesterday daytime and I left it overnight, so the flavors are really good. You should really at least do 3 hours for this dish to get the flavors like set in. But there's like lots of little ingredients, but we're going to go through them so I don't miss anything. It's 3 cloves of garlic, so I'm just going to do 3 cloves of garlic.
I love a marinade.
Oh, I do. It's,
stuff.
it really makes a difference with your food. If you have the patience,
yeah,
it's definitely worth it. I love sauces and marinades.
And it's one of those things too that if you prep it earlier in the day, you let it sit for a little while and then it's ready to go.
So we have 3 cloves of garlic. Then I have 1.5 teaspoons of coriander powder, which I have here. So we're going to do 1. We're going to do 2 teaspoons of cumin powder. So I have a teaspoon here, so 2 of these. And this marinade is definitely worth it. 2 teaspoons of that. 2 teaspoons of paprika. 1, 2. And then we have cayenne pepper. Now, if you don't want to put the heat in, you don't have to. I'm just using like a half of teaspoon because I have children. I don't
need it super spicy.
I don't really want to hurt them. And then I'm going to use 1.5 teaspoons of onion powder. So that's 1.5 teaspoons of that. And then black pepper. Lots of ingredients, as you see, but good stuff. 1/2 teaspoon. So I'm going to do half of one of these. And then 1.5 teaspoons of salt, cooking salt here. So then we're going to have 1 teaspoon of lemon juice. I'm going to eye it. That looks like 1 to me. Then I'm going to also add the olive oil, which is 2 tablespoons of olive oil. 1, 2. And then we have tomato puree. And I'm going to do 2.5 teaspoons. I'm going to measure that. 1. Then we're going to mix it up. And if I could tell you, the smell of this is phenomenal.
I'm sure it's amazing.
And we're going to put our chicken in. So I've made this marinade up, but I'm not going to use it for this right now because I already marinated last night. But I wanted to make sure I showed you what it looked like and how to do it, because it is a really good thing to know how to marinate things, because you'll enjoy food so much more. All right, chicken. This is the marinade chicken overnight. I used some this morning. Now there's a trick to this. I didn't use the trick because I have a special pan. This is like a doner kebab, okay? You top off the bottom of the onion. You could put this in the onion and then you could put your meat over top, but it really should be a large onion. I haven't got it, so I'm going to show you how to do it without the 2 large onions. And I did one earlier because I have the special pan for it. So I'm going to use my hands for my chicken. So I'm going to make sure everything's out of the way. Then I'll thoroughly clean it up after. So this is my piece of chicken. I had wood, so I soaked them. You have to soak them in water. So I'm going to thread the chicken through here. And let me start again because I did that too soon. Right, 1, 2.
So you get the skewer wet, you said?
Yeah, you have to soak your skewers.
Okay.
So there's a piece of chicken there. And then this is going to go into the oven for about 25-30 minutes, and then I broil it just for a couple of minutes at the end. If you had a thermometer, just make sure it's cooked at 165. It is definitely a lifesaver. I'm washing my hands. I'm just going to wipe down my area and I'm going to wash my area again, but I just want to show you, like for me, I put like a little tiny bit of bleach with some salt And then just washing down my stuff so we can avoid any kind of cross-contamination. Okay, so I'm just going to put that down before I do the next. Because we have some yogurt sauces and they're not being cooked, so we want to be extremely careful. So, okay.
And also not using marinades after you've had the raw ingredients in there too. So we're not using that marinade after the fact. You get rid of that.
So my next one is I'm going to make a hummus. So here's my chickpeas. You can peel chickpeas. It's a little tedious, but honestly, you get such a much
Smooth
hummus. So I'm going to make a roasted garlic hummus. I roasted my garlic early this morning. And I'm going to put it in my blender. So you see,
you put the whole garlic clove head in there.
And you can squeeze it out all at once. It smells so good though. Roasted garlic is like a whole nother level. So there's my roasted garlic. I'm only going to put half the chickpeas in because they said just do half and then do the other half. All right. So we're going to put half the chickpeas in.
So blend half of it first and blend the next half. Yeah.
And then we're going to put some olive oil. So we're going to put some olive oil in there. And then I'm going to put some lemon juice. So let me finish up with this lemon. So get everything. I might have to do another lemon. You should need that little bit of lemon juice
to get it going in the blender there.
So I'm going to put some salt in here. The thing that you can always add, never take away. And we're going to add some black pepper. And we're going to blend it. The other half in. We're going to blend the other half.
I find that hummus is really helpful when it comes to eating more vegetables, because if I have chopped up vegetables and hummus, then I'll just eat them as a snack. If they're ready to go, then I'm ready to eat them.
You could use this as a spread. You know, that like instead of using like mayonnaise and all that, do that. All right, let me put a little bit more olive oil because it's a little dry.
It's got much more flavor too, in my opinion.
I like a avocado spread as well. One more time. Now you can see how creamy it is.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah,
see that nice
perfect.
And the roasted garlic and all that.
That's great.
And as I said, you can always add salt to the end. And I actually added, I have two things here. I have turmeric and za'atar. So you can either sprinkle either one, and I put some fresh parsley on top of it. But you'll see that at the end. I'm going to move this out of the way. And I'm going to do one more little dressing to go over the chicken. So the next thing is I'm using milk-free. So this is vegan Greek yogurt.
You could use that for a marinade too. You could marinate tofu with some vegan Greek yogurt. And
my sister-in-law uses this one. So I said, if you have yogurt, then I can make you the dip as well, because I made a dip earlier. So she gets to eat too, because she doesn't do milk.
One thing I was going to say is if you have not tried non-dairy yogurt, they can be very different from each other. So if you try one and don't really like it, try a different one. The brands are different.
Yep. So I'm going to put some fresh mint leaves in here. This is so good. I'm going to use one more lemon. So I'm going to put some lemon in here. We're going to squeeze the lemon. Just put like a clove of garlic, really, just 1.5. That was a really small one. And then I'm going to blend it. The yogurt dip.
Oh, beautiful. That's gorgeous. That blended really well.
Yeah, and it tastes really good. I definitely recommend this. So let me take you to the finished product.
That is beautiful.
So here you have your hummus. You have your yogurt dip. I have put some pita bread. I have some pita bread here that you can open and you can use it as dipping. And then when you have one of these, they actually sell these on Amazon. They're not that expensive. They're about $20. As I said, you could use an onion if it's not something that you use often. The 2 onions that make your stick stand, or put them over a bowl. But what they would do is usually they would like really carve
from the side. Yeah.
Okay, so that is.
Dang, Sam. Sam's like, I'm going to go out with a bang.
Yes, I figured, you know what, you go out with a bang.
Yes. I hope you have plenty of people in your house to eat that.
No, I do.
They appreciate. Yeah, I know you do. Okay, that looks amazing.
Thank you so much. So we have a little like salad, like the Mediterranean salad with olives and cucumber and all of the above. And then the water of the week is I had some fresh raspberries. So raspberries, and that is it. That's me.
Gorgeous. That is incredible. What does non-dairy yogurt have in replacement of milk? It depends on what kind you get. Some of it is almond milk, some of it is soy milk, some of it is other kinds of nuts. So there's different, like everything that you can think of as a milk alternative can be used as a yogurt. There's coconut, there's all sorts of different kinds. That's why one of the reasons I'm saying is, like, if you try one and you don't like it, try one with a different base, because you might just not really like almond milk as the base, but you might like coconut milk.
My sister-in-law's family, they're actually lactose intolerant, so she like invited us over for a birthday cake, making like a lactose-free like birthday cake, and honestly the eyes went into the back of my head. I was like, oh, you know, but I loved it. You really need to be open-minded and taste things, because
Totally
like,
true.
she told me the other day for cake again, and I ran there. I was like, oh hell yeah. I'll take some lactose-free cake.
You're like, I love that lactose-free cake.
Yeah,
one
it was
thing
so
that I
yummy.
will say, one thing that I think is true a lot of times, it's same thing with vegan stuff, gluten-free things sometimes, is sometimes you can get versions that are not your favorite thing, but sometimes I feel like people try really hard when they make it, or they make recipes that are substitutes because they want it to taste as good or better than the thing itself. So it's meaning to get to that level. So you might surprise yourself with the sorts of things like that at first you don't think you would like, but you do.
It's like a little kid. You want them to like
give it a shot. And I will say that Culinary has helped me try a lot of things that I would not have tried otherwise, or that I wouldn't have even thought of. So many things like that. I was thinking spices. I was thinking farro was a big one that you introduced me to, which I am really grateful for.
There's no reason to hold back. They've come up with so many things that are like vegan. We had that vegan steak and it was delicious.
I know. I'm telling you, there's vegan alternatives for everything, really. And again, they try really hard to make it the same texture, flavor, that sort of thing. So give it a shot. That has come a long way for sure.